This is the YouTube edition of my book, A Course in Miracles Workbook Nuggets, which is a study aid for the course's workbook for students. I'll begin by reading my book's commentary on today's lesson over a visual of the book's text. I'll then return with some further thoughts on the lesson, which are only included in this YouTube edition of my book. Today's lesson is part of a 10-lesson group, which goes from lesson 251 through lesson 260, each of which relates to sin as understood in the course. I'll be repeating the same introduction for each of lessons 251 through 260, so you can skip past this introduction in the future if you like. Timestamps taking you directly to today's Workbook Nuggets commentary and my further comments are provided in the description below. In the section entitled, What is Sin?, which precedes these 10 lessons, we are told that sin is insanity and that there is no sin. The point here is that sin is part of the illusion, a very important and cunning part. If you escape the illusion, you escape its many so-called sins as well. There can be no sin in the love and oneness that we are being trained to see. Obsessing over the so-called sins of yourself and others only keeps you here in the illusion. Don't take the bait. Wake from the illusion and be free. As the introduction to these 10 lessons, all dealing with sin, tells us, quote, "The Son of God made clay, he has become a body, prey to evil and to guilt, with but a little life that ends in death. But all the while his Father shines on him and loves him with an everlasting love, which his pretenses cannot change at all." End quote. Today's lesson from my book and my further thoughts, which are contained only in this YouTube edition of the book, follow. A link to the book on Amazon.com is provided below. Lesson number 259, September 16. Let me remember that there is no sin. The word, quotes, sin, is derived from a word that means, quotes, to miss the mark. If you have missed the mark, there is a distance between the arrow and its target. The arrow is separated from it. But in the reality the Course is teaching us about, we are not separate from anything. All is one. Our problem, and it is our only problem, is that from the limited perspective of the ego, we are forever and constantly preoccupied with the spaces between ourselves and everything else. We are transfixed by the apparent interactions. We call it our daily lives in the, quotes, real world. Consider lifting your eyes up from the chaotic confusion to the one. The confusion is just an illusion, an interpretation of the world, and distraction. There is no separation. There is no sin. The title of today's lesson is, Let Me Remember That There Is No Sin. Sin requires separate people and things. Yet in the reality the Course is teaching us to see, there is only the one. There is only God and his extension, which together is us. Together we are the sonship. However, it is different in the world we appear to live in with our separate bodies and egos. In the world of separate people and things, there are innumerable acts and incidents of selfishness, cruelty, and injustice. Innumerable acts each and every moment. Separateness inevitably includes conflict and suffering. We cannot deny that this is the world we appear to inhabit. But that is the key. It is the world we appear to inhabit. The Course is training us to see an underlying reality beyond the world we see. We are being shown a new perspective or interpretation in which all the conflict and evils, the sins, dissolve. And all that remains is God and the sonship, that is, love. Sounds like a miracle, doesn't it? But remember, it is a course in miracles that we study. This corrected seeing, this new perspective, is the miracle. And just as you wake from a nightmare, which was real so long as you slept, you can wake from our shared nightmare of the world as well.